All right, there we are. Hey, well, welcome once again to Astronomy Daily Live. Hope everybody's, hope everybody's doing well out there in the universe and the world. Everything's good here. Hope everything is good wherever you are. Got some clouds, got some stormy weather actually coming through, which is moderately unusual for this time of year in southeastern Arizona, but you know what you're going to do about it. You have to deal with the cards that you are dealt. So can just be a participant in this thing and try to enjoy the ride as much as one possibly can. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I think everything's good here. Nothing extraordinarily exciting here. No exciting events whatsoever. At least with me. So yeah, just sort of a regular day, and that's kind of the nice thing about these daily live streams is that we don't necessarily have an obligation to hit you with new things every day, blam blam blam. It's like it was just a nice normal day, and I really like those kinds of things. Definitely allows me to think about all of the astronomical things. That's one of the cool things about astronomy, is that there are sort of your current events that are going on, but then you've got all those things that have happened in the past. You can sort of think about and contemplate and put into context, and then you can also think about what's going to happen next. What are the possibilities? Based on what we are doing now, what we know now. Can we do some kind of extrapolation to see where does all this end up? So yeah, that's one of the other many reasons why I thoroughly enjoy talking astronomy and thinking astronomy and doing astronomy, and that's why I've been an astronomer my entire life. As soon as I was a kid and realized that somebody could think about the entire universe from the smallest things to the largest of things, and I was on board. And I've been on board ever since. There's been sort of rises and dips, but for me, astronomy's always been there. So all right, well, I'm not going to blather anymore. I sort of like to blather right at the beginnings of these things to let everybody come on in who is going to. Of course, you can feel free to come and go as you wish. This is an open forum, very casual here, very friendly here, and as you can see from my little friends behind me, we're extremely laid back. So so yeah, we have a great time here, and for me, this is super easy to do because I can think and talk astronomy all day and all night, no problem whatsoever. So, Bobby, how are you? What's going on?
Not that much.
Got some interruptions there, it looks like. Always interruptions. Interruptions.
Let me see what they want.
All right, very good. We'll be here. So I've got the coffee here tonight. I had a little bit left over from earlier today, so that's pretty darn full. You can sort of see see in there a little bit. It's got this nice thick glassed mug. So that's a thick glassed mug is sort of the compensation for this mug being so small. I do not like small mugs or like small plates of food and stuff. You know, the sort of the I don't know what you call it, sort of the modern fancy, like 5-star restaurants. They have these really big plates, right? These really big plates, and then they put like 2 drops of, of something on it, and decorate it a little bit, and that's a course. And I look at that, I'm like, man, I would starve. Right? So I like what I call big food. There's a movie that for some reason I can't really explain why, but I really like. It's called it's called Back to School. It's starring Rodney Dangerfield, and right at the beginning of the first little bit, he and his wife are hosting a party, or rather, his wife is hosting a party, and he's just sort of there, and they have these kinds of little food things, just little things everywhere, and he says something like, he uh, he he likes big food, right? And that is definitely me. I like big food, and I usually like big mugs like this, right? So this is a nice mug. The kiddies here have sort of taken this one over, so I have to make sure that I keep this filled. Otherwise, there's a general panic, and
Got a snack run. Cosmic got a snack run. So I'm going to the store right now.
okay, all right, very good, Bobby. So take care.
Yeah, I'll be back if you still want.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Drive carefully. Travel carefully. All right, there goes Bobby. So yeah, I've got another mug at work that isn't quite this size, but it's a nice uh, like a ceramic mug. I'll have to bring that home at some point and show that off a little bit. So yeah, the compensation here is that this is a very heavy mug. Not that I would, but if this were dropped, and this has been dropped a couple of times from sort of a normal height, it just bounces. So I'm not going to drop it. And if I do, it's completely accidental, but I'm pretty confident that it will also bounce. So of course, too, I've got the HOH, the hydrogen hydroxide here, one of the most molecules in the universe. It's just absolutely mind-blowing what this molecule can do. It's just absolutely amazing. So cheers to that. All right. Freshly brewed, too. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, I'm gonna look at the chat here. definitely want to say hi to Tom in the chat. Chuck, nice to see you too. Uncle Bill, great to see you. I guess the notifications are working again. It's you know, it's I would think that the protocol for developers who are working at YouTube is not necessarily to you know, work on things and work on things that are live. So, you know, I would think that there would be some kind of a procedure, some kind of a protocol to, you know, work on some new things, uh, uh, and then, you know, test them, and then make them live. So yeah, you know, notifications not working and then working again, sort of indicative of yeah, I don't know. That seems kind of sloppy, and of course, it's probably impossible to tell exactly um, uh, what's going on there. It's you know, if you were to ask YouTube, it would probably be your fault. Right? You've got some obscure setting somewhere that is making the notifications fail, or you know, who knows what. It's most likely your fault, Uncle Bill. But you probably know that already. So, and whether it is or not, who's to say? Who's to say? But good, good. I'm glad that you're getting the notifications. I've got I've got notifications turned on with I think most of my YouTube channels, and I seem to have been getting them as far as I know. I don't it's not on my priority list, I guess, to necessarily pay attention to those kinds of things all the time. So not quite sure if I'm getting all of them or not. I sort of assume I am. Don't know exactly. So, all right. Well, excellent. I heard that the central core of the Falcon 9 had a little mishap at sea. That that is really a serious bummer. You know, I don't know if anything like that. I don't think anything like that has ever happened. If you sort of characterize it in a sense that, okay, this thing lands, and then, you know, they're shipping it back to land. It's a long trip. It was like 900 kilometers out to sea. Right? It was way out there, and so yeah, they had a long trip, and you know, rough seas and everything, and it fell overboard. It's like, oh, that's yeah, you know, well, this is how you learn. This is how you learn, and you know, people like us, we can sort of laugh about it and you know, ha 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 ha, and all of that. But you know, I'm sure heads are rolling, you know. So, but you know, they will learn, and they will do something else. It's you know, it's an absolute fact. You've got this what, like this 15-story high tube that is you know, in a certain sense heavy, but in a certain sense very, very, very lightweight. There is no fuel in it, so I mean, it's just the metal. Um, uh, uh, okay, so the the Octograbber drone is supposed to be exactly for that, but it doesn't work for cores yet. So, okay, well, cool, good. I'm glad that they're on top of that and already have a solution. Yeah, you just have to have a thing of some sort, right? To sort of hold it in place. I know that they, and I don't know if they're still doing this or not, but I thought, when these things land on the platforms, I thought that they had some kind of robot thing to sort of grab onto the legs and lock them down. So, but yeah, and of course, the cores are going to be different. In fact, I would think that the boosters are different too, than just a regular Falcon 9. Falcon Heavy is in terms of engine, and I think in terms of like thrust and fuel capacity and all that kind of stuff. I think it is essentially 3 Falcon 9s. You've got the central core, and then you've got the 2 boosters. But they are definitely not going to have exactly the same sort of external configuration that a Falcon 9 booster would have. So yeah, that just makes sense. Yeah, they're what I've heard, Chuck, is that they're, and I think this has been known for a long time, seawater is like really, really, really nasty to all these things. So even the outsides of them. So even if you were to sort of seal them up. Oh, Uncle Bill. Okay, cool. I really, I would think that they're. I mean, at least in my head, they would have a slightly different hardware configuration, such that they'd be able to attach on to the central core. So yeah, that's kind of neat. But yeah, so even if you sealed them up, you still have the fact that they're in seawater, which I guess is extremely damaging. Maybe not extremely, but makes it hard to refurbish rapidly, and that is sort of the whole point. These 3 engines were planned, and in fact, also the what are the things at the top? The fairings. I think the fairings and the 3 cores were supposed to fly again as a Falcon Heavy in like June or so. So yeah, don't know if that's going to be happening or not. Hey there, Page Master. Nice to see you. Cheers. I've got some coffee here. Glad you could join us. So yeah, it's just it was a great launch. The booster rockets landed back at Cape Canaveral just fine. The central core landed out in the ocean on the platform, and so they even recovered the fairings. think they recovered them both. And you know, to have the central core fall over into the ocean, it's just like, oh man, yeah, that has got to suck. It, you know, you know, is that you know, given um, what Uncle Bill said about the fact that you know they're sort of working on being able to secure the central core in sort of a better way. Is this anybody's fault? I mean, is anybody gonna you know, like get fired or punished for that kind of a loss? I guess probably not. I mean, you know, you can only do so much, and if you do as well as you can, um, there are consequences. There always are, but should you necessarily be punished for things that are completely out of your control? Probably not. Probably not. So, but yeah, has anybody seen any video of the core falling off into the ocean yet? I haven't looked. That is something that you know, given sort of the circumstances, I don't think anything like that has ever happened. So hopefully, maybe there's a video of that, um, and cool. PageMaster, that is very, very cool. So nice. I would it'd be interesting to see all of those from at some point. So you know, one of the things that I don't do enough here is advertise the fact that you too can be a panelist here. It's all you have to do is send me an email, cosmiclettuce@gmail.com, and say that you want to be on the panel. And what that does is it turns on, well, for me, it turns on a switch. So that means every single time I live stream, I'm going to email you a link to this Hangout, and then you can choose, you know, to come on if you want. And Page Master, I think it'd be extremely cool if you would come on and show us some of your some or all of your SpaceX stuff. I think that would be very, very cool. I am totally into show and tell. I love show and tell. So and I especially like watching others do show and tell, showing off their really, really cool cool stuff. Too hazardous. I guess they never had a calm opportunity. Yeah. So yeah, that's just that's how it goes. It's yeah, you know, they're in the off the Atlantic Ocean there, off of the Florida coast. There has got to be just so many rocket bodies and junk and everything, you know, down at the bottom of the ocean. Somebody should go down there and you know, recover it all. There's a just, I would think, an amazing amount of stuff. But maybe it's not exactly worth it. I don't know. It probably isn't. What I want to do, one of the things, sort of bubbling in the back of my head is to come up with a way of actually recovering some of the famous rocket bodies that are actually still in space. Um, going around the Earth, going around the Sun. All the I don't know about all of them, but many of the either second or third stages of the Apollo, the Saturn V rockets, um, are still in orbit, and I think it'd be maybe a profitable venture to go out there and grab them and bring them back down, and sell them, to some kind of museum or something. Um, Point Nemo. Okay, very, very cool. Yeah, that must be a pretty interesting place, and I don't think I've ever heard that term, page master. So I'm going to have to. In fact, why don't we start there? I'm going to go over and see if we can just sort of look at that together here as a point of excursion. Point Nemo. Point Nemo. Point is that? Did I get that term right? Point Nemo, the place for spacecraft called Point Nemo here on Earth. So I just did a Google on Point Nemo, and that the thing that I'm seeing about that is that it's the most remote location on the Earth. So it's also called the pole of inaccessibility. Here we go. Spacecraft graveyard. So I must be with my these websites are so heavy with JavaScript and background processes that this machine I'm on can just barely do this. So to tax it with a website that has automatic videos and ads running and who knows what else, and the general poor, very, very poor programming and sloppy programming that goes into all that stuff, brings my poor system here to an absolute halt. Now I have a kitty here that is sort of blocking the light a little bit, so there he goes. Now you're blocking the screen. You want to come over here? No? Okay, there he goes. All right, so anyway, yeah, I will definitely, Page Master, I will definitely have to I will definitely have to check that out. Yeah, audio breakup, lag, because like I was just saying, that those kinds of sites just bring my poor machine down to its knees. It's just like, please stop doing this to me. So cheers. This is getting cold already. Anyway, PageMaster, I will definitely have to check that out. It, and maybe I can ask you this too, PageMaster. Are people trying to recover things from that location, or is it worth it? I mean, I don't. I mean, cleaning up, that's probably a good thing, but besides that, would there be any sort of commercial value in doing that? Yeah, I don't know. I think recovering an orbiting body, there might be some commercial value in that if you can get it down. But wow, that's a tough nut. That's a really tough nut. You got to slow those things down, and they have to re-enter, and yeah, that's just hard. Possible, I suppose, but maybe best just to leave them up there and move on. Move on. They'll eventually run into something. so, all right. Cheers. All right. What I thought for today that we would do is just sort of a really light. Okay. It's a deorbit crash site. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about and maybe those things don't happen. I'm talking about like first stages of things that don't actually get into orbit. They just have some kind of a parabolic path, and they crash into the ocean. I assume they do. So yeah, who knows? Hey, look who's back! Look who's back already! Wow, that was a fast trip there, Bobby.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad you could come back. I was just about to sort of switch topics here. I thought that we would go a little bit just sort of light and easy today, and go over and look at Mars. Look at some HiRise images.
Oh, how long it's been since we did that?
Yeah, it's been a little while, so I like to go over there.
Yeah, you go ahead and do your HiRise. I'm gonna refill my water.
All right, sounds good. So HiRise is a high resolution camera that is attached to the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter that, of course, is orbiting Mars, and it's what's called a nadir camera, in that it's pointing straight down. So the spacecraft is situated in some kind of a pitch-yaw roll, and HiRise camera is always pointed right straight down. And so as the spacecraft orbits Mars, they sort of scan the surface with this camera, and they come up with these big long strips, right? Big long strips. And the HiRise folks, who are actually based at the University of Arizona, right next to me over here, they excuse you, they take the well, they're sort of the repository for all of those images and data, and they are nice enough to provide us with those images, and so we can go and look at them. And there are a variety of different formats and different projections and colors and all of that. But you know, I don't know. I guess I'm just sort of a plain dude, and I really just like the rectangular black and white shots. I think those are absolutely gorgeous. The color ones, you know, they don't, and I don't know exactly what the situation is. As far as I know, HiRise is not a color camera. It's a monochrome camera. I believe that they use filters of some sort, but you know, sometimes the filters seem to be on, sometimes they seem to be off. I haven't really investigated those kinds of operations. So what I do, and what I'll do here now, is we're just going to look at the black and whites. Like I said, they are absolutely gorgeous and very, very high res. Pixels tend to be around 25 centimeters in size. So you know, about like that. So you know, I've got a desk here. That my screen is on and the camera's on, and it measures about, I don't know, maybe 2 feet deep and maybe 3 feet wide, something like that. So
Out of my curiosity, you still have your laptop?
yeah, oh yeah.
Have you ever think about when Windows 7 expires, you ever think about putting Pandora like your desktop?
I think if and when Windows 7 expires, the only thing that changes is support. So Windows 7 will still run, as far as I know. So probably that laptop is sort of in its last days, months or so. It's a pretty old one, so most likely that laptop is going to die before you know, the OS stops. And I think if need be, I'll either upgrade it to Windows 10 or I'll put a Linux on there of some sort. I don't know. Haven't given that much thought at all. So all right, well let's go over to Mars and spend some time on Mars. Let me grab the chat. Okay, all right, here we go. So wow, am I?
Uh-oh, I think she wants out.
Got a very upset, very upset kitty here. So let me very rapidly do my duty as the human that has a thumb, so I can, you know, grab things. Other
Yeah. And no, I did not have an earthquake, for those of them that's asking.
What didn't you have, Bobby?
I did not have an upgrade for those of them that's asking.
Oh, okay.
So actually right now, I actually need the bottom of the table, and it causes it to shake.
Oh, oh. So there aren't any earthquakes there?
No,
Huh?
not at all. I don't think Louisiana ever encountered an earthquake.
I don't think so. I don't think so. They have them over in Oklahoma, right? They have some small ones over there, and Arkansas. I think Arkansas has them occasionally, but you know they're small. So, all right, let's see. I've got the HiRise site loaded, so I'm going to share my screen. Like that, and we're going to go to the black hole or to the wormhole and go over to HiRise. So here's the HiRise catalog, and like I said, these folks are nice enough to provide us with these absolutely fantastic pictures, and I always like the titles of these things. Some of them are very, very intriguing, and the one that grabs me first is this one that says abstract art in Iascasma. Iascasma is some location on Mars, but yeah, they're talking about abstract art. So, and these just came down. Right? Just came down. Wow, just in the last day or two. So pretty amazing. Let's
Yeah, amazing.
let's
I was just
take a
looking
look.
at the. I was just looking at the calendar.
Yeah. So let's here's some metadata here. So the actual date of this image is the 26th of January. So a few months old. Here's where they're looking in terms of latitude and longitude. Here's how high up the spacecraft was at the time. And yeah, so here's the scale, the image scale. So 53.3 centimeters per pixel. So, like I was saying before, my little desk here would easily fit on a couple of pixels. So technically, theoretically, you could see, my little desk. You could certainly see a car or a truck, right? So pretty amazing. But not really very far away, right? That's a pretty low altitude, so not incredibly far. I don't remember exactly what size of a telescope they're using for this. It's probably not incredibly huge. We'd probably be able to find out. But anyway, so what I like to do is I like to go over to, and here's sort of a context image here. So you can sort of see, kind of hard to see here. So this is the strip that we're going to be looking at, and you can sort of see it in the context of everything else. And wow, that is right in the middle of Valles Marineris. So this is that big, huge scar that goes across the surface of Mars. This distance here, from here over to here, is something like the distance between Los Angeles and New York City. So that's a huge distance. The Grand Canyon would fit into one of these little nooks here, right? So it's just an absolutely enormous the scar of some sort.
How many miles is Valles Mineras?
Well,
since you mentioned from Los Angeles to New York.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how far that is, but it's several thousand miles long. It's huge, and there's a lot of theories as to how it formed and all of that. I don't think anybody really knows for sure. I think the colors here are showing um, um, the elevation. So I would think that the blues and the greens are low, and the yellows and the reds are high. So you can sort of see, but yeah,
How
it's a
far
pretty.
is Valles Mineras?
How far is it?
I found these results, and that's not what I want.
Oh, okay.
So let's do this the right way. How far is Valles Mineras in Mars?
Let's
No.
we can find out.
Okay, so it's not going to be it's deaf.
We'll get it.
It's deaf.
2,500 miles long and 4 miles deep. So it's
Oh, I do to apologize.
That's all right. That's all right. Oh, here's a little scale here for you. So kind of hard to see, but here's Valles Marineris. Goes all the way across the United States. So it's pretty darn big. Yeah. So, and we're looking in
more like
this,
San Fran to Washington D.C. for sure.
Something like that. Yeah. So this image that we're going to look at now is just this little rectangular view here. See how it's a strip? So they'll as the spacecraft goes around Mars, it'll just grab that entire strip. So let's not hesitate anymore. Let's go to the black and white, just plain old vanilla image here, and see what we've got. Now,
and what's the title they called again?
I think they said like abstract art, and wow, yeah, that's pretty amazing. So now we can zoom in here and let's just take a look, see what's going on here. So recall that every single pixel, and we can actually zoom in here to sort of start seeing pixelization a little bit. Every pixel on here is about 50 centimeters in size. So that's pretty amazing. Zoom back out so we can get the whole context here. All right, so now I'm going to start zooming down. This is wow. Pretty incredible. Wow, that's amazing. This looks like different kinds of material here. Zoom in again. So yeah, this light stuff here has got some kind of interesting texture on it too. Do you see that? It's sort of, and wow, yeah, it's hard to tell if these are like holes or if they're just dark features. It's kind of hard to tell, but pretty amazing nevertheless, of course. I'll zoom back out here so we can going down. So there's a bunch of sand dunes. The other thing that I like to do is imagine what it must be like to, you know, be standing like right here and looking around. These dunes, you know, aren't really very big. If every pixel is about 50 centimeters, these, you know, this widest part here of the dune is maybe, you know, I mean, you know, without knowing for sure, but my guess is maybe 50 pixels across, maybe a little bit more. So we're, you know, we're only talking about maybe 200 or 300 centimeters across. So not very large objects here. But yeah, I always imagine, you know, what would it be like, you know, to be standing here and looking around. Absolutely amazing. It sort of looks like, these are shadows. See the darker areas here? So it's possible that these areas are sort of um, higher up than all the sand dunes are. Kind of hard to tell, of course. But then we've got these little round things. Are these craters? I don't know. Here's some interesting horizontal lines. They almost look like cracks or something there. Wow. Pretty incredible. Oh, there we go. So this is in the floor of Valles Marineris. There's a couple more round things of some sort. Can't quite tell if you characterize those as craters or not, maybe. Wow. And look at all the variations in brightness here. It goes from really, really bright stuff to sort of a middle grayish to a darker. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Look at the contours on this thing. Look at that. Right here, and then
so
all those
Page
contours.
Masters looking at the same site in the same image. They look like plates.
They look like what?
Check the chat. I can't even pronounce it.
Oh, plateaus. Yeah.
Plateaus. Yeah. Okay.
Plateaus. Yeah, yeah, they certainly do. It, you know, it's really, really, really hard to get a decent sense of depth. But yeah, look at this. It looks like a road. See that line there? Look at that. It goes all the way over here and then just stops. So yeah, is that a? I guess it looks like, I mean, it really does look like a road, but yeah, you know, that's absurd, right? So I mean, it's got to be something else, maybe. But yeah, it just sort of stops here. Kind of interesting though that it continues, right? It goes from being in this dark area, yeah, and it's sort of, it looks like it sort of maybe starts way up here, right? And then just sort of wiggles around a little bit and then comes down and goes here. This is several, this I would think would be several kilometers long. But yeah, that almost looks like a road, but it's kind of neat. Neat. See what else we got here. Wow, look at that. Incredible. Again, you know, I like to imagine standing You know, like here. Oh, here's some more of those cracks. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, this is you know, I've been looking at these images for several years, and this is definitely one of the most diverse landscapes um, that I've ever seen on Mars. You got almost a little bit of everything. Look at the ripply dunes here, just amazing. And these, you know, again, these are relatively small, right? They're, you know, maybe 10 pixels across, maybe. So, you know, um, 500 centimeters across. So not very big, not very big at all. 50 meters, right? So, or actually 5 meters, 5 meters across. So not very big. Gorgeous though, absolutely amazing. And look at that, just right in the middle of this field of dunes, you got this weird looking thing, which, man, I'm not even gonna try to understand that. Oh, okay, it looks like a little butte there, just right in the middle of all these dunes. What is going on there? Who knows? More dunes here.
Now, while we're looking at Mars, and you're almost done.
Well, I've got to go to the other side here, and
Okay,
then we're gonna
yeah,
go back
that's
up.
true.
Yeah, go
I was
back up.
saying, while you are like, you are looking at Mars from Mars Veneris, have you ever seen the movie Rocket Man?
I don't think I have. Don't think I have. Is
Oh
that
man,
is that relatively new or is it old? I don't. I that
it's a
name.
movie. It's a movie.
Yeah, but
It's
when
a
did it?
movie. I forgot who played in that, but it was more of like this little crazy programmer that became a NASA astronaut, and they had this little chimpanzee, and they were going to Mars and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a recent movie or is it
I think
relatively
the
old?
movie came out in the 90s
Oh,
during the
okay.
good old VHS days.
Gotcha. Yeah, you know that name rings a bell, but yeah, I definitely don't watch too many movies. I'm usually working, so wow, look at those. It's
So
just
thank you, Page Master. 1997.
1997. Okay,
So 21 years ago.
wow, 20, almost 22, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's about Fred C. Window is a geeky spacecraft designer who gets the chance to make his dream come true and travel to Mars.
Huh. Oh.
Yeah, I thought he was that programmer, not that spacecraft designer and stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what else we got here. Dune field activity monitoring. So this is going back to the 3rd of April, so a couple of weeks ago. These were posted. Let's just look and see. Yeah, you know, that's one of the awesome things about having this kind of a system at Mars is that.
And Page Master, can you tell me who played Fred Window in Rocket Man? I forgot the name. I forgot his name.
Is that you can or they can monitor things over time. So it's just not as if they look at something once and then, you know, that's it. They can look at them over and over and over again, so they can monitor stuff and find, you know, note if things have changed. So that's what they're doing here. They're watching this probably rather interesting dune field and watching it change.
Yeah, I thought that name came into play and stuff. So Fred C. Window and Rocket Man was played by Harlan Williams, and Tom Ben Scotter just did his This Day in History.
Oh,
In
cool.
1972, Apollo 16 launched. It was the 10th and penultimate mission to land on the moon. The astronauts Young and Dune spent 71 hours on the lunar surface with 20 hours and 14 minutes of moonwalks.
Nice, nice. Apollo 16. That was the second to last one. So pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And speaking of amazing, what is going on here? Look at what are these little black things?
And what we're looking at? I forgot.
It's just a dune field. But wow, what are these little black dots? And you know, they sort of change. Well, I don't know if they change or not, but they look at these. Just bizarre. Just very bizarre. Up here. Very bizarre. Wow, look at that. Beautiful too, you know. Go over here. Go back up the other side. So yeah, you know, it'd be interesting to see if things have changed over time. You know, they've probably observed this a few times, and see what changes. It'd be kind of interesting to put that kind of thing together.
Now,
maybe I'll
Thursday there will be Thursday local. There's going to be no show, right?
Correct. The live stream for the 19th is canceled.
Now I was talking to the people at the Check Me Out Discord. They were saying that Check may do a stream on Thursday, so you might be missing her.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm just going to be out and about, and I could probably get here on time, you know, to do a live stream, but I would have to hurry and rush and everything, and oh man, I absolutely hate that. So
that thing we just saw, is that a sand dune or ice cap?
It's you know, I guess I'd call it some kind of a sand dune of some sort. So yeah. So here's a crater. It's just marked crater. So let's see that here. We'll do the same thing. Actually, let's look at the metadata here first. So that was taken on the 2nd of March. Latitude, longitude, altitude, 29.7 centimeters per pixel. So basically a foot per pixel. For us Americans here who don't have any clue about the metric system. So there we go. Nice crater and its local environment. Looks like these maybe these walls over here have collapsed a little bit. Hard to tell. You know, I am definitely not. I don't know anything about how Mars works. So I'm just, you know, this live stream is partially me just thinking out loud. So you know, please don't take anything I say as any kind of explanation or something. I am practically clueless as far as this stuff goes. So I'm just making observations and telling you what I think, but I don't have a clue. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. I do try to put, you know, some kind of a critical eye on these things, so it's not just all ooh and ah. You know, trying to understand things a little bit, but you know, not much I can do. This image looks intriguing. That's sort of why I'm Dune's dubbed Xenovar. That's a cool name for a dune field, Xenovar. I don't know who, you know, who comes up with these names. I think it's great. So let's take a look at this dune field here. Now that would actually make a pretty nice puzzle. I might just have to save that and turn it into a puzzle. That's a pretty good one.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be over 9,000 with that puzzle.
Well, look, puzzle by definition is not supposed to be easy. These look really deep. And can you imagine walking?
You still never found out if they did an app for it yet, or what?
Yeah, you know, I haven't, and I probably should. It looks like the tops of these are flat, and then have this really kind of.
Because, like I said, if they were off to do an app, I can like show it to like someone that actually loves digital puzzles, and she'll try it out on her phone.
All right, I am definitely going to try and find that out. So yeah,
don't just try, do. You get things better done that way.
I totally understand. So it looks like there's like boulders or something on top of this. I'm seeing little things here. But yeah, wow. These are.
And yeah, speaking of that, we'd like to welcome Indy Cowley in the chat.
Andy, nice to see you. So we're looking at Mars again. Just some random fields here. This is a I guess they're calling this a dune field, and it's just got a cool name, right? They call it Xenovar. So it's pretty amazing, though. These deep things like that. You know, can you imagine walking around in these things? Yeah, wow. Pretty incredible. Not quite sure what these black things are. If those are, you know, possible meteor impacts, or if they're something else. I don't know. Hard to tell.
The way that you're moving the picture looks like you were looking at the Event Horizon of Stargate.
All right, let's see. Pit near Arsia Mons, more preserved ejecta.
Don't
of
poke the
a
Pillsbury Doughboy.
20-kilometer crater. Well, let's keep going here. Let's see what else we've got. Crater with steep slopes, small crater, dunes dubbed Kolhar. Here's the Barchin Dunes, Terra Cimmeria, intracrater. Wow. Okay. Gully monitoring, gullies, contact south. Here's some of those supposed dust devil tracks. I don't know if that's what those are or not, but they're certainly extremely interesting to look at. This is a busy one, so let's take a careful.
Is Kohar is that Klingon character in somewhere in Star Trek?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where they come up with these names.
Because Space Rats to say that Kohar sounds like a Klingon name.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So yeah, supposedly all these dark lines are caused by dust devils. And like I said, I don't know about that. You know, this is the kind of area that hopefully they're definitely trying to monitor to see if there's any new ones, because there seems to be a lot. So if there's a lot, maybe there's more and more and more and more and more over time. But I don't know. It just here. This looks like a. Here it looks like a question mark. Look at that. So yeah, I don't know. I think that is the explanation. Is that these are, you know, paths of dust devils. There's some light material on top of some darker stuff, and as the dust devil moves over it, it sort of blows off the lighter stuff to reveal, you know, the darker stuff. But I don't know. But you know, I mean, these are definitely spiraling around and going in sort of random directions. You know, you sort of look at the whole thing. There doesn't seem to be a general direction that they're all going. They're all just sort of going whichever way they want. So I don't know. You know, the skeptic in me is saying, "Oh, are those dust devil paths? I don't know." But then, what else could it be? And I don't have any idea at all. So maybe they are. I don't know. But pretty amazing. And these things are found, I think, all over Mars. I don't think that they're, you know, just in one area or anything. I think, you know, you'll often have like concentrations like this, where there's just zillions of them. Look at this. Now, how does a dust devil do that? That's why I say I can't accept the fact that these are dust devils. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. I have to look into this a little bit. You know, I don't know what the current ideas are for these things. We should probably try to find out. We can do that during a live stream. We can investigate these a little bit more, because, you know, to me, these are some of the most enigmatic things on Mars. Right? You've got your you've got your dunes, you've got your craters, you've got your mountains, you know, and it's like, okay, you know, that's sort of normal, expected stuff. But these, to me, are just enigmas. They are just some of the most bizarre things I've ever seen, which I like, of course. Being a scientist, being incredibly curious, these kinds of things just drive me insane because I don't understand them at all. Ooh, this one. Ding, 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 ding. Very cool. See, there's a lot of them that seem to come from a single point and span out. So, man, I don't know. Very nice, though. Gotta say. All right, let's go one more page, and then I'll get out of here for today. Layered deposits, Noctis labyrinthus. Sounds, I don't know if that's interesting or not. That's kind of interesting name. So let's see. This was taken on the 28th of February. Altitude 255.6 kilometers.
Okay, okay, so I don't know where you're at, but PageMaster was looking at HiRise, and he's saying there's a photo of an area of Mars that resembles dots and dashes that looks like Morse code.
Wow, wow, interesting.
You might want to direct us to that.
Yeah. PageMaster, if you have a name, you know, like a location name, doesn't look too interesting. I would definitely be interested in seeing that. Has anybody tried to decipher the Morse code? Does it make any sense? Candidate recent impact site.
Not more human-wise, but I did some more. But I did decode some Morse code one time, and it's like it's pretty much back in last year and stuff.
Cool.
I just let the computer decode the Morse code.
Ah, you cheater.
Hey,
so here,
technology, baby.
Yeah, yes, sir. Absolutely. It's called augmented reality. I love it. So here's a very flat surface. Kind of, you know, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but there's sort of these, you know, I would call them low points and high points. Pretty regular, sort of going this way. You see that? And then there are these finer structures in here, which are sort of going at a different angle. See, the larger structures are going sort of this way, but these smaller ones are sort of going at a different angle. So it's kind of bizarre. Let's keep going, because somewhere in this image there's a little crater.
Okay, so PageMaster just put a link. That's probably gonna be it.
Oh, cool. Oh, there's the crater. Wow, that looks pretty deep. And then there's what's that down in there? It's really bright stuff, whatever it is.
Okay, so it's not by HiRise, but it's also by NASA.
Oh, okay.
And
let's.
it is by HiRise, but it's taken about like in 2016.
Okay. Let's take a look here. Martian Morse code. Oh, okay. I see. Do I have this zoomed in? No, I don't.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find an actual location. This is probably... Oh, yeah. Here we go.
And probably do a search for it. Well, I think it'd be better if you did a search.
Ah, I got it.
Hey, there you go.
There we go. So okay, yeah, you know, I've seen similar things before, and yeah, it's just, you know, what is going on here?
I believe so too, Chuck Knapp. And parts of Mars will make great Photoshop brushes.
Yes, absolutely. So
They can make good Photoshop brushes. They can make good GIMP brushes.
so look at the texture of this ground, sort of, I guess, underneath these dunes. Look at that. It's almost like a crystalline lattice. And yeah, look how incredibly straight those are. Wow.
How can you
Amazing.
tell this is more like Morse code? Doesn't look like it's like Morse to me. But when you
Well,
zoom out, it's closer.
yeah, you gotta, you know, you gotta use your imagination a little bit. There's, you know, here's the dots, here's the dashes, right? So, yeah, you know, use your imagination a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's a long dash.
I just want
Dash,
to
dot,
know
dot, dot.
how the heck and why you're going to decode that.
Yeah, and here's some dots on top of a dash. So, you know, how do you interpret that? I don't know. But yeah, just these bizarre structures. Just bizarre. Beautiful, too, you know. And again, you know, this stuff underneath is, it almost looks shiny. It's all cracked and weird looking stuff.
Just tickles the brain with all that.
I love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, everyone. Well, I think that's gonna probably about do it for today. I don't think that there was anything else really in this image except for that crater. There's all this stuff. There's all this stuff down here. Let's take a quick look. There's that crater.
Now, speaking of when we're looking at those images, is when is the HiRise missions going to be pretty much going to be shut down?
I don't know, actually. You know, it's been going for quite a while, and I suspect that they'll be going for quite a while longer. I'm not exactly sure. You know, we would definitely, you know, be able to find out, you know, what the mission plan is. But as far as I know, you know, it's just an ongoing thing. I you know, I can't imagine that it takes a lot of fuel, you know, to maintain an orbit, because, you know, there's no well, there's a lot less atmospheric drag up there. So, you know, I'm not exactly sure how they, you know, steer and maneuver the spacecraft, but I'm pretty sure it's solar powered. Pretty sure. So, you know, the gyros and the um, um, the reaction wheels are probably powered off of batteries that are being charged by the solar panels. Um, you know, I don't know if they have to, you know, change their orbits. I kind of doubt it. So, you know, there really isn't anything to run out necessarily. So, you know, as long as it has power, and it always does, because it's in orbit around Mars, so it's not going to get dusty or, you know, those kinds of things. So, I can imagine that it's going to last a long time. You know, the hardware is probably going to run out first. You know, the cameras and different instrumentation. Um, I don't know what they use to store data, but it's probably some kind of flash memory of some sort. So I can only imagine that 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 thing could probably last quite a long time. And I think the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter has been there, wow, at least 10 years, at least, if not more. So, and I can only imagine it's probably going to go for a lot longer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It'd be easy to find out. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to check the chat again one more time really quick, make sure that that we're good to go there. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, everybody, well, I'm going to get out of here for now, so thanks again for coming in. I will be here again tomorrow, same time, same place, 2 hours UTC. I think it's still supposed to be cloudy, so I don't have any OBS sessions planned at the moment. I've got a lot of data anyway, so I don't necessarily know if I need any more at this point. So yeah, all that part I'm just going to sort of play by ear. I've got the moon out now too, so you know my options are moderately limited. So, and yeah, I've got a lot of data to work with at this point. So I may not, you know, even though it might be clear, I may not do anything because I just don't have to. So, all right, well, cheers, peace, and thanks again so much for coming in. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe. Smash the thumbs up if you so desire. Just give that a smash, bam, like that. Share this around and spread the word. I'm counting on you folks, you know, to do that. I do as much as I can, but you know, I'm just one little guy. And I'm definitely counting on all of you to spread the word and find more of us, whatever that means. You know, coming here, just having a good old time, relaxing, looking at some cool stuff, thinking about other things. You know, there's so many distractions in life, and you know, a lot of the distractions are you know, just bad news, and you know, it's an absolute fact that there's actually more good news than bad news. That's an absolute fact. But you know, the good things and the nice things aren't really shown because it's like, oh, it's not very exciting, right? Well, I beg to differ. I think all the nice stuff and the beautiful stuff is absolutely fantastic and extremely exciting. And you know, we need to have both. You know, we wouldn't know if stuff was really awesome and really great if we didn't also have that really terrible, really awful stuff. So we need to have both to sort of appreciate them both. So I'm not saying ignore, you know, the negative. I think, you know, that the negative is as important as positive. So you know, let's pay attention to both and enjoy ourselves. All right. So okay, with that, I'm going to get out of here. Peace, cheers, and all that. I will see you in 22 hours and 30 minutes. All right. Bye, everybody. Cheers.